I want to talk about mindsets, not titles, not tactics, not frameworks you take pictures of and screenshot at leadership trainings and never use. I'm talking about mindsets. Because if your mindset is off, I don't care how many tools you've got, it's going to show up in how you lead. So I want to spend some time today to dig into the 5 mindsets every leader actually needs if you want to last. The first mindset every leader needs is a growth mindset. So let me say this very plainly. A growth mindset is a belief that you're not finished. Your skills aren't fixed. Your talent isn't capped. You still got room to grow. Your skills can grow. Your leadership can grow. And if you ever get to a point where you think you've arrived, that's where you fail. That's where you're going to start to decline. Leaders with a growth mindset don't dodge challenges. They dive into them. They learn from them. They don't get fragile with feedback. They invest in themselves and their teams. They don't fold when something gets tough or goes wrong. They learn. They don't allow failure to break them. They see information as data. They use information to grow. And that mindset doesn't just change you, it changes the culture around you. So you got to learn to treat failure like feedback. Most leaders say they're okay with failure until it actually happens. And here's the cheat code, y'all. Like, failure isn't a verdict. It's data that you can use. Okay, you know what? Something didn't work. Okay, cool. What happened? Why did it happen? What can you do differently? How this shows up in real life kind of looks like this. First, stop treating failure like a personal flaw. It's not. It's part of the process. Sit with it long enough to learn from it and then move on. Second, build a culture where people aren't scared to try. If mistakes get punished, people are going to stop thinking. Innovation is going to die. Third, have a system for learning from failure, whether those are after action reviews, honest debrief, clear takeaways. If you don't extract the lesson, you're just wasting the experience. So you got to stay in learn mode. Growth mindset leaders never stop learning. Not just leadership books, not just conferences. I'm talking about learning outside your lane. Read things that have nothing to do with your job. Take classes that stretch you and how you think. Pick up hobbies that force patience and creativity. Do things outside of what you do because that's how you stay sharp. Because the moment you think you know enough, that's when you're going to fall behind. Don't play yourself. Don't get it twisted, right? You got to stay sharp. Next is the abundance mindset. This is the belief that there's enough to go around. Every opportunity, every resource, every win, there's enough of everything to go around. Leaders with this mindset don't hoard information or play the scarcity games. They collaborate, they share, they build. And because of that, they grow faster. And the funny thing is, they actually end up with more than they actually started off with. You got to learn how to choose collaboration over competition. Everything doesn't have to be a rivalry. Sometimes the real win is with the partnership. This could be cross-team collaborations. It could be joint projects. It could be learning from people in completely different spaces, which I will have you do anyway. Learn from people that don't do what you do. Because when you stop seeing everyone as competition, the doors are wide open for you. So how do you build this? First, keep communication open. People can't collaborate if they don't know what's on the table. Second, look for complementary strengths. Not people who do exactly what you do or what you tell them to do. You need people who fill the gaps, people who may be more knowledgeable than you are in a particular area. Third, create space for experimentation. Collaboration works best when creativity isn't boxed in. You got to learn also how to celebrate other people's wins. This tells on a lot of leaders. Can you genuinely celebrate someone else's success without adding yourself to it? Call it out in meetings. Highlight contributions. Give credit when credit is due. When people feel seen, they show up differently. And when teams celebrate each other instead of competing internally, that's the real culture shift right there. The third mindset is innovation. And innovation just isn't about coming up with new ideas. It's about the willingness to question old ideas as well. Leaders with this mindset don't protect the status quo just because it's familiar and comfortable. I'm telling you right now, we're going to challenge it. We're going to challenge it respectfully, intentionally, strategically, but we're going to challenge it, right? And a lot of ways we're going to challenge it is by reverse thinking. Not just saying, how do we improve this, but let's flip it. Okay, what if we did the opposite? What if we tried to break it? What if we tried to implement something else, right? This question alone can unlock ideas that people have never considered. So you got to learn how to challenge assumptions as well, right? Just because this is how we used to do something doesn't mean that this is the way we got to keep doing it. Right? So invite opposing voices. Innovation, you need innovation because it pushes feedback. Run those what if scenarios. Not every idea is going to work, and that's cool, right? But some of those ideas are going to change the way that you currently do things. Learn from those constraints, right? Constraints aren't the enemy, they're the spark. Okay, so you got a limited budget, you got a tight deadline, you got a small team, good. Because now you got to be creative, right? You got to figure out what to do with what you got. So define the limits. Let the people cook inside those limits. And when someone figures it out, you got to reward that, right? When they step up to the plate, you got to reward that, because that's how innovation becomes normal, not rare. The fourth mindset is empathy. This one gets overlooked because people just like, oh, I want to be empathetic, right? But this one is absolutely important, because an empathetic mindset means you don't just manage people, you understand people. Empathetic leaders listen, they adapt, they build trust. And trust is leadership currency. Now, I'm not just talking about all that mushy stuff. I mean, actually learning people and sharing in the emotions and the feelings of another person. Learn to actually listen to someone. Not multitask, not half listening, but be present, eye contact, body language, clarifying questions, attending behaviors like you were actually there in the moment. People can tell when you care, and they can tell, of course, when you don't care. So you got to learn how to walk in other people's shoes. If you really want to understand your team, spend time where they are. You may have to shadow them. You may have to sit in their meetings. You may have to even do the work that they do. That perspective will humble you real quick. And it's going to make you a better leader fast. And last but not least is resiliency, right? Leadership is going to test you. It's hard, y'all, I'm telling you. It will test everything that you got for sure. Plans are going to fall apart. People are going to disappoint you. Stuff is going to go left. Resilient leaders don't quit. They recalibrate. They don't panic. They don't spiral. They adjust and they keep things moving. They bounce back. They stay the course. They protect their energy. That's big, right? They're protecting your energy. Don't forget to celebrate small wins as well. Big goals can feel heavy, so you got to break them down. Celebrate progress and acknowledge momentum. People need to feel the win. That's how you build resiliency. That's how people stay in it when things get tough. And another way that you, as a leader, especially for you, can stay in it when things get tough is to build your own growth network. Leadership is lonely, right? It can feel lonely because it's like we're on an island by ourselves. So you need mentors and peers, people who get it, and mastermind groups and trusted advisors. You need to have real conversation. That network will hold you up when things get heavy. You're going to need that network. You're going to need that shoulder to lean on, because it's going to be tough. If you think that you can carry all of this weight by yourself, I'm telling you right now, don't play yourself. Build the network before you need it. Keep these mindsets in place. These can definitely be a challenge, just to have these mindsets on a day-to-day basis. So let's bring it home, right? So the 5 mindsets you need: growth mindset, abundance, innovation mindset, empathy, and resilience. It's not about knowing them, it's about living them. It's about being connected to them. It's about how can you take those mindsets and do something with each of them every single day. I'm telling you, it's tough. Now, if this connected with you, you know what? Don't keep it moving. Drop a comment, talk about which mindset are you struggling with, or you need to work on the most at this particular moment. Take a moment to like this channel, to subscribe to this channel. That helps us push this content to other leaders like you who may need this content as well. And once again, thank you for watching. Remember, to unlock your leadership effectiveness, you must master the cheat code. See you next time.